Good evening. My name is Dr. Russ Waits, principal of Jacksonville High School. On behalf of the students, faculty, and staff of Jacksonville High School, welcome to the commencement ceremony for the graduating class of 2022. Before we begin, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the important individuals who helped guide this outstanding school system through their leadership on the Jacksonville City Board of Education. Will the board members please stand? Our school board members are Mrs. Marita Watson, Board President, Mr. Jeff Gossett, Board Vice President, Mrs. Phyllis Morrison, Mrs. Teresia Hall, Mr. Ed Kennedy. We appreciate the leadership of the Board of Education as well as their dedication to the students and teachers of Jacksonville City Schools. With the board's support, Jacksonville High School will continue to offer the children of Jacksonville a high-quality education that is recognized by employers, colleges, and universities throughout the country. Thank you. At this time, I would like to recognize the City of Jacksonville's mayor and members of the Jacksonville City Council. Will the mayor and members of the City Council please stand? Our mayor is Dr. Johnny Smith. Members of the City Council are Mr. Cody Galloway, Mr. Andy Green, Mrs. Sherry Laster, Mr. Tony Taylor, and Mr. Terry Wilson. We would like to thank the mayor and city council for their support of Jacksonville City Schools. Jacksonville High School has a long-standing tradition of preparing students to be successful beyond high school. As a result, countless graduates have gone on to attend prestigious universities throughout this country. Approximately 83% of this class will be going on to college with 231 scholarship offerings valued at approximately $3,577,746. Some members of this class will be going on to serve their community in the workforce, while other members of this class are answering the call of duty by defending this great nation through military service. Again, to all the honored guests of the class of 2022, welcome to Jacksonville High School's commencement ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2022.
Please be seated. Good evening to you all, distinguished guests, faculty and staff, loving parents, and most importantly, good evening to you, the Jacksonville class of 2022. My name is Juan Tito Canales Alvarado, and I am this year's senior class president. When I was blessed with my position by my peers earlier this year, I was overcome with joy because anyone will tell you, I love a good crowd. So I ask that you would take a moment with me to embark on a small tribute to the highlights of the Jacksonville class of 2022. My story here at Jacksonville High School was one that was quite different than my classmates. As we entered high school, I was still relatively the new kid. But one thing I will never forget about the class of 2022 was the warmth and welcome that was given to new students such as myself. And for that, I am eternally grateful. I ask that you would carry that trait along with you throughout your life, because this world is cold and unforgiving. But with people like you, we can make it so much better. In 9th grade, we entered the halls so young, naive, and impressionable. But no one could have ever told us that, because we were high schoolers. We were freshmen. We had a name. All the excitement and all the new experiences, first days, pep rallies, Friday night lights, elite night, all of these we had already done, but they meant a little bit more now. We were no longer the little kids on the other side of the school. We were part of something much bigger. Dr. Waits would challenge us at the beginning of the year with a quote from an Allstate insurance commercial of all things. The quote said, "Just okay is not okay." The quote at the time was a joke to us, but little did we know that quote would become our mantra for the continuation of our high school career. We'll never forget the headaches that came from trying to understand that biology was more then the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Or the 40 dialectical journals Ms. Burton used to smack on our desk. It was a tough year academically, but every first year is. Then there was 10th grade. Well, more like 10th grade 4 months, because this was the dreaded year of 2020. What a crazy time, right? Nearly went to war, killer bees, a worldwide pandemic. These new issues were so out of control, but they would go on to affect us so drastically for the next 2 years of our life. We got uprooted from the classroom and had to say goodbye to our friends. Now we can only interact with our school over a Zoom call. But 10th grade wasn't all doom and gloom. We got to watch our boys football team make it all the way to the state finals for the first time in school history. School pride and school spirit was definitely taking a turn for the better. I'll never forget when our class screamed their heads off at pep rallies, praying to win that beloved spirit stick. The situation was what we made it, and we sure did try to make the best of it. Make the best of it. These words are funny. They seem to be a common theme for our middle years, because just as quickly as the first two went by, in came junior year. Masks, social distancing, virtual learning, blended schedule, seating charts, exposure letters, new phenomenon. Became something we were completely numb to. This was our new reality, something we all hated, but hey, we tried to make the best of it. Staff and faculty worked diligently to make us as many moments as memorable as possible. Who remembers prom on the football field? I sure do. We got powder puff again. We won, by the way. Shout out to you ladies. Weird and unorthodox ways became our new way of becoming together as one school. For the first time, our brilliant Black History Month program had to be confined to a YouTube video, but was absolutely spectacular nonetheless. Junior year was tough, but my class was resilient and were able to stand the tide and remembered our blessings were just around the corner. Finally, senior year. Where do I even begin? We finally got our school back. We had so much lost time and memories to make up for, but we got to work. Jazz band came in strong and recorded a professional piece with the help of some pretty talented seniors. Band sent 2 seniors all the way to the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade. Football was solid as ever with the class of 2022's help, both on the field and off. Nick Salmon running down the hallway with the American flag during Alexandria Week still runs in my mind today. Gosh. Volleyball saw 2-star seniors make some pretty big commitments this year. Soccer, too. Baseball made a huge run in the state playoffs this year. But the real highlight of the athletic year obviously had to be the boys basketball team fighting their way all the way to a state championship. It was such a joy for all the seniors and I to sit in these fantastic student sections, cheering you on all the way. The drama department was able to have some pretty huge productions this year. The Black History Month program and Beauty and the Beast. We got our senior skip days and all, I say all, of our senior events. And the senior prank that got busted by our school's custodian. Powder Puff, back-to-back champs, by the way. First to ever do it. Shout out to you ladies again. Then we even had fun together outside the classroom. Many indescribable crazy nights at Brian Floyd's house. And finally, let's not pass over how blessed the class of 2022 is. Combined, having made over $3.5 million in scholarships. That's something to be proud of. The moments go on and on. We had the greatest senior year possible. But the craziest part about it all, craziest part, David Simpson was at every single one of these events. I promise you not. He was at every single one. Shout out to you, David. You're the best. To close, before I get sidetracked and keep us here all night reminiscing, I'm going to go ahead and put to action Coach Morrow's sweet, sweet words. Hush, hush. Just sit down and hush. So to the parents, thank you. To the faculty and staff, thank you. Para mi papá, y mi familia, muchas gracias. I am only the person I am today because of you. To my fellow seniors, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all of these memories. I ask that you would hold them close to you firmly and cherish them, because these days will soon become nothing more than a distant memory. A glimmer of light when we think back upon our times at Jacksonville High School. Let all the good ones shine through and be the ones that warm your heart when it needs to be reminded of the great days of your spectacular youth. Thank you, good night, and as always, I was glad to be here.
Good evening, friends and family. Thank you for joining us in this ceremony where we celebrate the ending of one chapter and the beginning of another. I also want to welcome the teachers and staff that helped get me and my fellow 2022 graduates here today. I would thank y'all for being here, but it's kind of part of the job. So I'll just thank y'all for being there for us and always being patient with us these past few years. Emphasis on patient, because I know that wasn't always hard or wasn't easy. I'm sorry. I'm just so nervous because how can I go behind Tito? Big shoes to fill. When I found out that I was going to be giving a speech at graduation, I was a bit nervous, but then I remembered who our class president is, and I thought, well, this is great because now I feel obligated to keep my speech short. So it's times like this I'm reminded that the Lord always provides. Thinking back on these past 4 years of our lives and all the memories that we've made and all the people that helped us make those memories, we can't help but wonder how we got here so fast. Everybody told us, enjoy these years because it'll be over before you know it. But I don't think we realized how right they were until we actually got here. And now when we say, wow, time really has flown by, we get a response like, well, buckle up, Buttercup, because it only flies faster from here. On the bright side, if time really will go by faster as we get older, at least it'll get harder to procrastinate. But in all seriousness, if this speed of time has taught us anything, it's that we need to live every day deliberately and with purpose. Because we don't need to, making the most of our time. We don't need to waste our time because firstly, we don't know how much time we'll get. And secondly, as we've seen in these past 4 years, our time will flash before our eyes if we're not careful. Proverbs 13:4 says that a lazy person's appetite is never filled, but the desires of the diligent are fully satisfied. This theme of my speech reminded me of the saying carpe diem, which is Latin for seize the day. Thinking about this phrase, naturally my mind went to that one episode of Phineas and Ferb where they sing that carpe diem song, which goes, just grab those opportunities when you see them, because every day's a brand new day. You got a carpe diem. What a great moral lesson. You know, I think we can all agree that one issue facing the youth of this generation today is that they don't have shows like Phineas and Ferb. The moral enlightenment of Phineas and Ferb, or of kids' shows these days, just doesn't come close to that of Phineas and Ferb. But like I was saying, although this is a lesson that Phineas and Ferb taught us, its validity has become very apparent recently. Throughout these past 4 years, and even throughout this past year, I'm sure the majority of us have come across several opportunities that we passed up. Maybe we were afraid to go out of our comfort zone, or maybe we thought we had plenty of time and we didn't need to worry about it right then. But we've come to a serious reality check now. We may not have as much time as we thought we did to do those things that we need to do or make those decisions that we need to make. So we need to make the best use of this precious and limited time that we're given, taking every opportunity that comes our way. Remember, Jesus loves you, and every day is a gift from God, so carpe diem. Thank you.
Okay. First of all, thank you for giving me a really hard job after both of y'all. Anyways, good evening, class of 2022, and all of our fellow supporters. Well, we did it. We fulfilled our 4-year mandated sentence by the government, so now what? We're about to embark on our own unique journeys into the real world, whether it's through college, the military, the workforce, or a trade. Soon we will turn a new chapter of our lives, and the good news is we haven't messed anything up yet. We entered high school as children, and we are emerging as adults. Regardless of what path we take in life, we will be faced with adversities. I ask that during these times, you promise yourself one thing: to never give up. Through perseverance, your biggest dreams can become reality, and those that don't will teach you a new lesson and redirect your future into something even better than you could have imagined. While we strive for our successes, never take for granted the relationships that got you there. It's never truly a one-man show. Over the years, we have had failures, and those of you here today have been there to lend a hand. We have also had great achievements like this ceremony today, and once again, you're here to celebrate us. As we walk across this stage, know that we would not be who we are today without your support. It really does take a village. Now, I promised Coach Mize that I would make this short, so let me cut right to the chase with a good quote. Street philosopher Drake said, "Everybody dies, but not everybody lives." So take chances, and a lot of them, because our mistakes shape us into who we are. And in the end, we will only regret the chances we didn't take. As you sit here with excitement, anticipation, and utter boredom, remember for the 57th time that according to Mr. Waits, this is for you, but this is not about you. Let's get this over with. Thank you.
Will the class of 2022 please rise? By the authority granted to me by the state of Alabama and the Jacksonville City Board of Education, and upon recommendation of the faculty, it is my honor to confer to you the diploma of Jacksonville High School.
Juan Fernando Canales Alvarado. Victoria Elizabeth Moses. Natalie Ashton Patterson. Luke Ellis Alvidrez. Christian Sage Barnett. Amanda Brianna Cunnigan. Caitlin Diane Downing. Evan Fuller Garner. Caitlin Ray Ham. Isaac Stephen Hensley. Olivia Marie King. Colin Ross McDonald. J. Daisy Parker. Hayden Nicholas Robinson. Hunter William Sexton. Reagan Rebecca Simmons. Madison Lynn Stewart. Dakota Bryant Willingham. Stephen Dwayne Ackey Jr. Jalen Jamal Ackles. Jalen Miguel Aguirre. Arthur Judson Allen. Arizona Ella Arrington. Matthew Rainier Barnett. Erin Nicole Bean. Emma Lachey Dillon Bell. Presley Jade Bohannon. Lyndon Walker Bolt. Caleb Garrett Booth. Wilson Slade Booth. Angel Gabriella Brewer. Jeffrey Lynn Brothers. Matthew Luciano Brown. Tavarie Amarion Burton Beasley. Chloe Rachel Cabrera. Javion Marquise Chambers. Ashton Michael Crenshaw. Jacob Richard Cummings. Amari Jakia Curry. Logan Tyler Dean. Anslyn Rose Dryden. Kaylee Cheyenne Eden. Tyra Renee Ellis. Jamarius Jashawn Irvin. Alexander Charles Evans. Kendall Jesslyn Fletcher. Jasmine Armette Lucille Flowers. Adasia Leanne Floyd. Brian Douglas Floyd. Sarah Catherine Francis. Chloe Elizabeth Fuller. Morgan May Garut. Erin Danielle Gibbs. Yari Zeray Goggins. Devin Jawan Hamilton. Alyssa Grace Harris. Julian Wayne McMillan Hill. Emma Catherine Honaker. Emily Elaine Hudgens. McKinley Kaylin Desiree Hudson. Ednaya Armani Hunt. Lyric Renee Hunt. Jamari Dontrell Jefferson. Isaac Lee Joyner. Audrey Delane Keaton. Andrew Phillip Knight. Jemiah Amir Lauderdale. Jonathan Kyle Layden. Quintavious Traywan Long. Samari Diana McCluster. Micaiah Dominique Moore. J-Taj Andre Morris. Sydney Dean Newman. Mackenzie Faith Oliver. Ollie Marie Parks. John Brennan Parrish. Nathaniel Dawson Parrish. Jessica Nicole Patterson. Jaden Lee Pennington. Price Riley Davis Pinson. Carmen Faith Prater. Connor Christian Rollerson. Sarah Elizabeth Reyes. Tyler Grace Reyes. Olivia Kaya Esther Reynolds. Brianna Leanne Grace Rich. Zachary Alexander Roney. Cameron Antoine Russell. Nicholas Edward Salmon. Emily Olivia Sandlin. Amaya Josephine Seward. Grace Magdalena Shelton. Destiny Jade Shiflett. David Matthew Simpson. Summer Leanne Skinner. Kaylee Brooks Sneed. Kennedy Reese Sparks. Brittany Davelin Spurgeon. Ashlyn Nicole Valachi. Trinity Malka Van. Edward Damon Wade. Jaden Christopher Warren. Demetrius Jaquez Weatherly. Molly Joanne Wilson. Miracle Renee Wyckoff. Jacoby LaShawn Zachary.
Up.